Hello, we are back. I am back, and today we have a new addition to our show called the Rant Wheel. We're very excited to show that off. All right, should we introduce our names? I'm Helena.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 3 of the Podcasting Couch. I am Philip. It's good seeing all 4 of you again.
Hi, Mom.
Michael.
Cool.
All 4.
Let's do this. All right, so let's go ahead and recap some things that we saw since last episode. Obviously, since the last time we were here, it was just me and Chuck. We didn't have Helena, but I think that within the time span of last episode to this episode, we've all seen something that everyone else in the world has seen because it's like one of the biggest movies of all time, and that is, without a doubt, and obviously Infinity War. Let's kick it off. Chuck.
Yeah.
How'd you like it?
I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I thought that it was probably the best flowing movie that Marvel has done. Even though it was like the longest, I think. I didn't really notice the time at all. And I thought the storyline kind of just flowed. And I think we talked about it, saying that it reminded us a lot of like Empire and how that movie flowed as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you think?
Okay, I have a slightly more critical stance of it. I think it was very brave, but I felt like it was cheap. And I think there's an obvious answer to why I feel that way, but I do agree with you, like, it did do a lot, it did accomplish a lot for what it was, and I do think that in a few years in history books, when we talk about film history, like, this one is gonna be described as the superhero movie that changed the way superhero movies are made, you know? But, yeah, I'll hold back for now. It's Philip.
I thought it was good. Me and Helena saw Infinity War together, and I thought I was going to walk out of the movie saying, like, yeah, it was good, you know, because that's kind of how I've been feeling about, like, all Marvel movies lately. I liked Spider-Man Homecoming a good bit, but besides that, like, Thor Ragnarok, like, I was like, yeah, it was fine. Doctor Strange, I was kind of like that, even though it was more on the tail end of it being, like, very mediocre.
Odd.
Yeah. I liked him a lot in this movie, though, interestingly enough.
Yeah.
That's something else that I want to say. Like, Marvel has, like, a really good track record of making their characters that weren't liked in the beginning a lot more likable. Because do you guys remember when Captain America first came out? He was nobody's favorite. Now he's like everybody's favorite. He like pars with Iron Man. With that being said, though, I enjoyed the movie. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. I still think that the third act is really, really messy. And I think that some character decisions don't make all that much sense sometimes. But overall, I had a blast watching it.
Yeah.
That's like as good as it gets when it comes to a Marvel movie, in my opinion.
What did y'all think of Josh Brolin as Thanos?
I love him.
I thought he was great.
Yeah.
He was my favorite part
He
of the movie.
was awesome, yeah. And it was kind of interesting, like, how he was pretty much the main character.
Yeah.
Throughout it all. That was kind of like
it
a
really
cool
feels
choice.
like he's the protagonist, and then everyone else is just kind of like bumbling around throughout his storyline.
Yeah, I agree though that it was very brave. Like, like with that, like kind of shooting around him, and then also like we discussed earlier with killing off some key characters and pretty early on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Loki, I think we all knew was out because Tom Hiddleston, like, his contract was up.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, in case you were watching this.
If you have not seen the movie.
What are you doing?
I really loved Gamora's death. I thought that was such, like, a big punch. And it just fit in with the storyline so well, like this whole father-daughter, like, complication and all that. And then to kill off half the crew is, again, brave. You know, I thought I was very shocked by that. But we know it's temporary.
Yeah.
And, like, now this just makes me question the permanence of everything else. Like, Loki probably not, because there's no reason to bring him back. But now Gamora's death is suddenly put into so much question, and we do know the Guardian series is signed on for so many more things, and she's such an important character because she's like the voice of reason in that crew.
Yeah.
So now I suddenly strongly feel like she's gonna come back, and, like, I don't know, maybe Nebula will, like, take her place or something, which works out, and it's what I want because I love her as a character. But as a movie watcher, I think, be brave, you know? Like, actually brave,
Yeah, it was kind of like a half-ass brave, do you think? Yeah.
It's like, it's fake, like, taking chances. You know what I mean? Like,
do you felt, sorry to cut you off,
Go
but
ahead.
this sort of reminds me of similar to the debate of, like, Jon Snow in Game of Thrones. When his character was killed off, everyone's like, no, like, he's coming back. He has to come back. There's no way. Like, he's coming back.
Yeah.
That's kind of, like, what this seems like. I mean, obviously, like, it really, like, there's no way that, like, they're gonna, like, kill off all those major characters like that and have them not come back.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious. Like, Spider-Man is, like, just from,
Black
like...
Panther.
Come on, Black Panther.
From, like, a story,
the two biggest cash cows.
Right,
so.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, from a storytelling standpoint, like, why wouldn't they die, right?
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't they stay dead? But from, like, a real world, we're making movies with the sole purpose of making a ton of money.
Yeah.
They're not going to keep Spider-Man dead. They're not going to keep Black Panther dead. They just had their first
And with
movies.
the debate about, like, Chris Evans wanting to be kind of done with his character, same with RDJ almost, you know, it's like those were the only people that were left. People who were like, I'm kind of on my way out a little bit.
I said this in my review that I did on YouTube at philippreviewsmovies, youtube.com/philippreviewsmovies.
Link
Like,
down
comment,
below.
subscribe.
Yeah. But oh my gosh, I forgot my train of thought. This is so embarrassing.
Caught up in yourself, man.
Oh my goodness, that's so
That's what
embarrassing.
happens when you plug.
In your review of Infinity War.
Oh my gosh, yes. It just seems like so. It seems so like fake. It seems so like it's like such like a fake out death. You know what I mean? Because it's like when all of them died at the end. It's like
Yeah. Would you say that it would have been maybe a better device to maybe keep one of them?
no.
And so to sort of like maybe kill off like Spider-Man and then keep Black Panther so that way it seemed more legit, you know what I mean? Like, or so that way you're kind of playing with it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Especially with the storyline that they could go with.
I think as soon as you temporarily kill off either one of those two, you get like the same cheapening effect.
Yeah. But I mean, do you think that like the build-up of it would have been better, I guess, instead of just like, because now it's like so obvious,
That's the
you know?
thing though, they're like,
You know?
I don't know if there is a build-up, right?
Yeah, I think there's a lack of one now,
That's
but I'm
an
saying
issue.
like if you were to like maybe switch some of the deaths around a little bit with one or two of those key people, it could maybe influence that.
The issue is that none of the deaths feel earned. They win, and then they all die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, why can't you just have Thanos just wipe the floor? Why can't you have Thanos actually kill some of the people that you don't plan on like coming back?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So some things actually feel consequential and earned.
Okay, there we
And
go.
then
Instead of just like that kind of like just moment of
You don't even need to kill half of them, dude. You don't even need to kill half of them. You need to kill like 2 to 3 somewhat important characters. Kill Rocket Raccoon. Kill Vision. That's 2 already. That's perfect. And then kill like, I don't fucking know, Captain America, if you're gonna kill him. You know? Kill those 3 people with like actually kill them definitively within the movie and show it.
yeah.
And then you can end the movie on a much more impactful note than what
Yeah,
they did. Instead of just
'cause-
having all of them float into the
Yeah, I kind of thought that that's how it was gonna go with Iron Man in that scene, with him kind of getting stabbed, and I was like, "Oh shit, this is it,
yeah.
like this is it, guys." And then
Seems like a weird way to kill, like...
It didn't seem right. For a moment, maybe a split second, I thought this is it too, but I think they would give Iron Man like a better ending than that.
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
since he
Yeah.
has grown so much as a character, and his death or Captain America's death like have to be very closely intertwined. Like the two of them have to come to some kind of reconciliation. Like I think Cap is gonna die, and Iron Man will feel very, 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 very bad about it. But that's my theory.
ooh, some like really dark kind of like ooh.
Do you know what makes me
Excited.
mad? When
Tell
people
me
say they cried in Infinity War. What the fuck points did you cry in the movie?
Yeah. I was
Are you
just like,
serious?
I was more like some of the performances were clearly better at like the death scenes, like obviously.
Yeah.
And
Tom
some of
Hiddleston,
them,
Tom
it's-
Holland.
yeah, his was good, but it also felt kind of like he needs a little bit more years.
I know what you
think.
mean.
Like, okay, the start of it, like him saying Mr. Stark, and okay, so I don't know if you know this. I heard this. I don't know how true it is that entire scene was improvised.
Oh, wow.
And so I was like, after I heard that, I was kind of like, oh shit, okay. Like him saying like Mr. Stark, like I don't feel so good. Now it's become like a meme. But then as soon as he falls down and it kind of like comes in on him, I'm like, okay, this guy needs like just a little bit more time to like develop it. But he was still good. It was still like probably like the best death of them all.
It's the one that I felt any
yeah.
sort of like emotional
Yeah.
feeling about.
Yeah.
That's
But that's
true.
just because I really like Tom Holland, not
Yeah.
because I felt it within the
Really?
confines of the story.
Yeah. Did you hear the what Groot said apparently to Rocket?
Nah.
What it meant is apparently meant dad.
Aww.
Yeah, the director like revealed that or what's his face?
That's
Yeah, I
cute.
forgot. Yeah, and I was like, oh,
I'm pretty sure the "Why is Gamora" line that Drax had that I
That
found
is
very funny was
so
improvised,
Improvised as well. They said
Yeah.
they shot that scene a lot, and then randomly he just did it, and they thought it was
He's such a gem.
Yeah, talented
Oh.
I
guy.
want to watch this.
best
Love you.
best casting, like I think, or most underrated casting.
Yeah,
probably,
I would agree with underrated.
Such a gentle
of the
giant.
entire MCU.
Just going back to my point earlier, like I was listening to the radio the Monday after Infinity War
What's
came
that?
out. The radio?
Yeah, what's that? I'm just kidding.
And then like everyone's talking about Infinity War, obviously, because it is the pop culture phenomenon of
Yeah.
of this decade. I've said it once and I've said it again and I'll keep saying it. But with that being said, the guy on the radio was like, "Oh, I cried 3 times." I'm like, "What point? Like 3 points? I can't even think of one point that I could have possibly cried in."
Okay. To be fair, I actually had to think really hard because there is a chance I cry. I cry at every movie, by the way. I think I cried at Boss Baby, which is actually very emotionally powerful. I don't think I cried though, but I will share an embarrassing story. So we walked into this theater and we were making fun of people who clapped at the end of movies. And I was also thinking like, yeah, if you clap, like what a loser. But I'm sitting here so enveloped in the story and
Oh
Captain
my
America
goodness.
shows up and I clapped and I didn't even know my hands were doing it until my boyfriend turned around and looked at me and I was like, I kind of get it, you know, I kind of understand you clappers now.
Oh
So,
my god.
I feel you guys.
When that happened, I was there. I didn't clap, but I was like, "Fuck yes!" Like I was like, "This is it."
I was like that too.
Yeah, I was
like,
so stoked. It's the same way they showed him in the what's it called, the trailer. It was just different, like obviously scene wise, but it was like it was the same feeling I got. I got so jacked up. I was like, "Fuck
Oh my
yeah!"
gosh.
I've never been so jacked up for like a Marvel movie. Like, you know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
like, "What the hell?"
Dude, they could like replay my birth on a movie theater like screen, and I still wouldn't clap during that shit, dude.
What the fuck? I wouldn't clap at all during that. Like, I feel like,
You wouldn't clap during your own birth? That's
No!
pretty cool.
I'd
What?
be like,
What's wrong with that?
why am I watching this? Like, what the fuck?
Am I gonna have to edit this out?
My mother's.
I don't know if I'd clap for that.
Look, my point being, you could put anything on screen. You could put like the coolest thing on screen. Like,
Yeah.
I would never clap in a movie theater. I would not clap if I'm watching TV. I would not clap in a theater.
I'm just saying. I understand you clappers,
Yeah.
is my point here.
With that being said, I kind of get it for that movie.
You just don't clap, man.
I am just not a
don't
clapper.
clap, it's
Even.
fine.
Yeah, just not my way of life.
I'm a clapper. I'm a crier too.
I
Very
didn't.
expressive.
I didn't think any performance besides Josh Brolin stood out to me as particularly like good.
I think
They
they didn't really give them enough
Yeah,
time.
I
I
was
would say
thinking
Gamora
they have a
because
lot
was the
to
only
do.
one who really had a lot of time.
clearly
That's true.
Nebula.
Right?
Her
I
rage
hate her
really
so
strikes
much.
a
You know
chord
what's-
with me.
I'm gonna be so mad, like, if they don't give her more time in the second one, and if they end, because I don't know how familiar you are with like the comics at all. So apparently she's spoiler kind of she's
Yeah.
the one to do it,
Mm-hmm.
to kill Thanos basically. So if they don't give her more screen time, I'm gonna be fucking mad.
You know what's up.
Yeah.
She just comes in later, and that's it.
Yeah. Because, I mean, technically she does really deserve to kill him, but no one
Yeah.
likes her.
They don't. They
I
didn't
don't
really.
know
They
if
don't give
it's
her
the
any.
actor,
They
I
don't
don't
give her
know.
any development.
Yeah, I think
that's
it's the
actress
direction.
from Jumanji.
Yeah, it's the hot redhead.
What the fuck?
Karen Gillan.
Yeah,
I was just thinking.
they
that.
need to give her more screen time.
No way.
They need to give her more screen
I
time
actually
and that
didn't know that.
and that character
Oh
like
my
more
God,
development
she was
because
so
she
different.
was awesome in that movie in Jumanji.
Yeah, dude, Jumanji was good.
It was surprisingly good.
People sleep on Jumanji.
It was great,
I didn't
Dwayne.
see it.
If you're seeing this, I love you.
I really like Kevin Hart and Dwayne Johnson together because
Oh.
they were in Central
were
Intelligence.
so
That was
together.
another one that was great.
Yeah, those were good movies.
Kevin Hart,
I like
like
both of them.
he's like slowly like kind of branched out in his acting towards it. I thought he was just gonna be like annoying, similar to like Melissa McCarthy, how she's kind of getting typecast in, but like he's kind of coming into his own a little bit
Yeah.
with like a comedy style.
Mhm.
Because in Central Intelligence, like it was way different a little bit. Not way different, but there was more of like instead of him just screaming, ah, you know,
Mhm.
it was a little bit more.
Yeah.
I guess.
Kevin Hart's cool. I
Yeah.
like Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
I really like Dwayne Johnson. I went to a world premiere of the movie Rampage,
Thoughts?
starring Dwayne Johnson. The movie itself was not my favorite. However, it was really cool seeing Dwayne Johnson on stage. I said hi to Terry Crews, and he said hi back.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really cool. He was walking like up, because it was theater seating. He was walking up the aisle. I was like, "That's Terry Crews," and I was
Did you
like,
tell him that you
"Hi,
walked
Terry."
1,000 miles?
No. said, I said, hi, Terry. And then he looked at me, he was like,
God.
hey. And then kept walking. It's
That's
cool.
awesome.
Oh my
That's so
God.
awesome.
I wanted to make a Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference, but I couldn't think of a Terry reference off the top of my head. His name in the show is also Terry.
Which is also
What?
great.
That's
Yeah,
so
whatever.
cute.
Yeah. Anyways, with that being said, I think that wraps up our Infinity War talk. Do you guys have anything else to say about any other things you might have seen that you would possibly recommend? I know that I have a couple.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Have you guys seen anything recently?
Recently.
That you would like to recommend outside of Infinity War? Because I think we all agree that we'd recommend it.
Yeah, definitely. Wild Wild Country on Netflix.
Okay.
Documentary series about a cult in Oregon. Really good. Really
Yeah.
interesting. Kind of like Icarus style, where it like kind of goes a different direction halfway through. But it's also very relevant. I think it's from the 80s, so it's not too long ago. But it's kind of relevant to how like America is now, and like the tensions, racial tensions, and stuff like that. So
Fascinating.
yeah, definitely
Wow.
check that out.
Is Gary Busey in it?
No,
Why not?
why would he be in?
What's wrong with Gary Busey?
In the 80s? Was he in Oregon in the 80s?
No, I just
Doing
like Gary
it- doing
Busey.
it cold? That's what I'm like.
Gary Busey, how you doing, man?
Oh my God.
You used to be in movies. Now I don't know what in
Dude,
God's
the
name
last
you're
time
doing.
I saw Gary Busey in something was like the roast of whatever, and he went on there and roasted himself.
Oh, shit.
And it was like the best. It was the best. It was so funny.
Dude.
It was actually good.
Gary Busey, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the last time I saw him, I used to watch Celebrity Apprentice
Dude, yes.
religiously.
Oh shit.
I was like 13 and I thought Donald Trump was super funny. Things
Right.
have changed a lot in the
Right.
past decade.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was a contestant. He made it surprisingly far, considering how off his rocks. What's the saying? Not off his rocks. Off the
your
rocks.
rocker?
Off
Off
the
his
rock.
rocker. Yeah.
Crazy. How crazy he was.
Yeah.
Interesting guy.
Very
I didn't know you were a
interesting.
fan.
No.
I'll get you a T-shirt.
Yeah, it's like, why do people like Nick Cage, but they don't like Gary Busey? They're essentially the same person.
Isn't Nick Cage crazy?
It's kind of crazy.
Really?
From what I understand. Yeah.
I just see the
Nick
photos
Cage-
of him with his eyes wide, and I had no idea that
That's
was like
pretty
actually
crazy.
him.
Isn't he like bankrupt now?
Is he?
Doesn't that make you
I know
sad?
he
Isn't
has
that
like a metal song
5
that's like
years
hilarious.
ago?
I don't know. Anyways.
He has a collection of illegal animals.
Oh.
For those of you who don't
Nick
know.
Cage or Gary Busey?
Cage, but if Busey does too.
Wow.
I
How
wouldn't be too
ironic.
surprised.
Nick Cage. Exactly. I was like,
Ah.
interesting. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't think we'd joke about animal captivity today,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Oh, among the vegan.
Oh gosh.
I'm totally kidding.
gosh.
Please,
This
vegans
will
are
be-
cool. I
this will be
swear.
this will be the one episode we get a lot of viewers. And
Yeah, right.
and we're
Calm down,
Sued by
PETA.
PETA.
Yeah. Helena, have you seen anything?
I did not prepare for this, so I can't think off the top of my head. But I saw Loving Vincent on a plane ride on the way back from vacation, and I'm kind of surprised at how slept on it is, because a lot of people know about like the interesting art form that it's taken on. Like it's like hand painted. Every
Yeah.
frame is hand painted by a
Okay.
team of 100 artists or so. And even though people are talking about how artistically innovative it is, no one's really seen it. And I think it's because maybe it's not available on Netflix and all of that. But I really recommend you get yourself to an indie theater or something, watch it. It's so beautiful. And it's actually modeled after real actors, which I didn't know until Saoirse Ronan appeared.
Oh.
But like painted, and I was like, what the fuck? It's Saoirse Ronan, but painted. But it all makes so much more sense now. Yeah,
That's
it's
really
really
cool.
lovely.
I've heard of Loving Vincent. I've not seen it, but what would you say to the people that cite that although the visual style is, of course, amazing, the issue is the story is very lacking in substance?
I understand that to a bit. I think maybe I was a little bit more forgiving because I like this kind of storyline where it's like just a protagonist kind of grappling with something. I feel like you should go in not expecting like a thriller per se, and I think part of the movie does blunder a little bit in trying to frame itself as a thriller, but if you just see it as kind of like an emotional, I don't know, illustration of Vincent van Gogh's life, then it just follows more like thematically and it just fits better. So yeah, do that.
Is it a
Just enjoy
biopic
yourself.
or like is it chronicling his entire life?
It's like kind of like a mystery almost,
Oh.
where like the protagonist is trying to like get a letter delivered to Vincent, and then as he's doing this, he talks to people who knew Vincent and witnessed him, and it kind of like pieces together parts of his life. So again, if you like really expect like kind of like a banger of an ending, then you'll be disappointed. But if you just kind of watch it and like enjoy it, then it's so much nicer.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into the Rant Wheel, which I'm very excited about, I have a handful of things that I would like to recommend because I've just been watching so many movies lately and I've been loving it. So last night I watched The Wailing, which is a Korean drama, horror, paranormal thriller.
I have seen it.
Oh, you've seen it? Oh,
I have seen it. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared to like get into this with you because we're on like a time crunch. Did you like it?
I did. It's actually been several years since I watched it, so it's hard for me to like remember the details, but it's like it's insanely psychological.
I just don't like to
But
pick
I
up
will
on that.
definitely let you take it away since you watched it more recently because I can't remember much.
Yeah, I don't want to like go over the plot, but like it's a trip for sure. And I had no idea what was going on the third act of the movie, but I still really, really enjoyed it, and I would recommend it. And it's on Netflix, and it's really, really good. I watched The Witch, or as many people know it as The Vivitch, 2 days ago, and that was really, really good. It might be one of my favorite movies from 2016, that was released from 2016, that is. It is a period piece of a 1630s New England family, and it is so terrifying, and I loved every minute of it. I saw Call Me By Your Name.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
quite sure that it is my
Again?
second favorite movie. Well, since the last time that we, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my second favorite movie from 2017, I would say. And Good Time, which is another movie that came out last year with Robert Pattinson, who plays...
Robert Pattinson. Hire him. He's
Yeah.
so good.
He deserved at least a Best Actor nomination, and based off of the movies that I saw from last year, I might even say that he deserved the win, because I did not see him as Robert Pattinson. I thought he was a guy from Queens. It was amazing. He just transformed into his character, and Good Time had such an amazing visual style. I'm sure the budget was like $5,000 or something crazy like that, but it just came out so well. Go watch it. But yeah.
Quick mention of A Quiet Place.
Ooh,
Very
yes.
fun. Please watch it. Do not compare it to Get Out. It is not on the level of Get Out. But it's really fun. Go John Krasinski.
People were comparing it to Get Out.
Yeah, I think it has to do with like
Be-
directors/writers coming from like a comedic background but translating well into horror.
That makes sense.
Which I kind of see.
I get
It's
that.
like
Okay.
kind of like outsiders
Okay.
who are doing really well on that theme, and like I don't know.
Horror movie
I think I'll
purists.
agree with you saying it was a good debut for him, but
Yeah.
nowhere near the level of Jordan Peele.
No.
Oh my god.
Jordan Peele has another movie
Us.
in the
I'm
works.
so excited.
Who's in it? Who's that? Peggy from Mad Men is casted. Elizabeth Moss. And then another person.
Handmaid's Tale. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's another
so,
one.
I'm
Season 2
excited
is
already.
out. Definitely check that out on Hulu. Oh my god.
I disagree. I did not really enjoy A Quiet Place that much. I did not have fun watching it, and I don't think any of it made any sense at all.
Hater.
Brutal.
No,
Come on. It
no.
was so much fun.
It was somewhat
Brutal.
fun, but it did not make any sense, and none of the decisions that were made make sense at all. Why the fuck would you have a baby? The
Maybe it
loudest thing
happens.
in the world.
Well, they probably couldn't just go to like an abortion clinic.
Well, think about it. Like if you
Dude, how much more of an abortion clinic do
That's
you need?
true.
man?
Just throw down the stairs.
Dude, I'm sure Jim has
fuck
been,
that.
or it seems like Jim's been working out. Probably pack some power in those punches now.
Just Falcon Punch.
Yeah, dude. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you have like, and you didn't even like address it. Like, why didn't you do like some like I don't want to have the baby.
because
Like,
I'm
some
sure that's
very
like
good sign.
that would be such a big subplot. It would take up so much time if we saw like Emily Blunt and John Krasinski just like sign to each other about having a baby and like, oh, I want to Falcon Punch you. Like, no, like I don't want you to do that. You know? So it's like we understand this happened in the past. Like I'm sure all of us thought about it. It's just the implication of it is so much better. Like you can make your own story
Yeah,
in your head
exactly.
about
It
like
makes
how
them-
they
it-
have to grapple with that.
It
Right?
raises the bar.
Fine.
And raises the intensity of the scene.
Fine. I might be
Sure.
able to concede that, but that's just because I want to say, if you're going to establish in the movie very clearly
Yeah.
that the monsters cannot hear by the waterfall, move your shit to the waterfall.
If you're having a baby, yeah.
Yeah.
That would make sense. That would make sense.
Counter. But there are just so many resources in this home, and like, how do you move everything?
No,
there?
okay.
It's hard.
I mean, it's kind of the same reason Mel Gibson's character in Signs didn't move to the fucking water with M. Night Shyamalan. The movie would have been over.
Yeah, exactly. You can't say that though. You can't, because the movie would be over.
I'm not seeing Signs.
Is a non-argument.
That's true.
Because the movie needs to make sense.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess. But
also, if you have this like doomsday cellar that they apparently can't hear you in, move your shit to the doomsday cellar.
But that was the first time they tested it. And
Yeah, okay. Still. Is living underground not quieter than living in any sort of like above ground?
I'm sure it was a work in progress. We see them continually paper the walls, right? So we know that was like a thing that they were eventually going to move down into. But for the time being, like, they were doing fine upstairs. They really were. Except for that little fire thing. That was intense.
Yeah. Anyways, agree to disagree, I guess.
He's a hater.
I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater.
Disagree.
I have very particular tastes.
that's fair. That's fair. You
Anyways.
kind of wanted to be a little bit smarter than that.
Yeah, I do. Anyways, let's do this. Rant Wheel time, everybody.
For the clappers. Let's go.
All right, Chuck, how about
Oh, me?
you
Oh,
take us
damn.
away?
Oh, gosh.
Want to go
Each
ahead and explain?
Get a spit. Oh, okay. So on this wheel, I hope my writing translates well through the screen right now, but we've written down a few topics. They range in a lot of things. They get very broad. Some are very narrow. But, all of us here like to rant. So we're going to each take a turn to spin this wheel, and whatever we land on, we're just going to rant about it. So...
All right. I bet
Seems
you I
like-
get something and I'm not going to be able to talk about it. Oh, jeez.
you will be able to talk about it.
I may have spun it too hard.
It's still going.
Thank you. Nick Cage!
Nick Cage? All right, no,
Nick Cage.
we'll do it. It's
Okay.
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage.
Okay.
All right, Chucky, the floor is yours.
I'm
This is so
so-
jealous. I want a Nick Cage.
So, yeah, I feel like this is like the one that I'm not really going to know what to talk about because I
Same.
didn't know he was
Same.
crazy, one. The only thing I only have good things to say about him. So
Wow.
that's the shitty part
you
is that
have,
like
like-
so here's the thing. I don't think he's like a wonderful actor or anything. It's kind of like I'm not Channing
But he
Tatum
is,
because I like Channing Tatum. But like it's like trying to go see like
Channing Tatum.
because okay, so like when you go see Channing Tatum, you're not expecting to go see Al Pacino. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like the similar thing with Nick Cage. It's like I'm going to see like a certain kind of actor. You know, it's like Paul Walker wasn't the best actor, but I'm definitely going to see his movies and not expect an Academy Award performance. Like the movies that come to mind when I think of Nick Cage is National Treasure, which is by no means a movie that's like amazing, but it's like good. It's like fun. You know what I mean? It's like that kind of movie where you're just like it walks you along and it kind of like changes like history a little bit in that way, like and tweaks it so it's like kind of fun and engaging in that way. Gone in 60 Seconds, another movie that's just like really about like the laughs and like a good time, you know. Clearly based on the casting choices of that movie. You know what I mean? You know what else? Like Con Air? Are you fucking kidding me? Like besides John Malkovich, like I mean, is Dave Chappelle in that? Dave Chappelle is in that movie.
Dave Chappelle's in Con Air? Or Soul Plane. Dude, he was in Soul Plane.
Dave Chappelle is in Soul Plane?
Yeah, right? Oh, no, he
No,
wasn't.
I
I'm
was like,
talking
who
about...
are you
Oh my gosh, I'm getting it
I was-
confused with Half-Baked.
Oh,
hilarious.
yeah. I was like, what are we talking about? So in that regards, that's pretty much all I have to say.
Wow.
I can
So it
concede
was
some
like-
time. Like,
Wow.
maybe we can, like, I'll, like, jump in once y'all.
Yeah,
In a way,
please
that
do
was
so.
a
I'm trying to
rant
think.
for Nick Cage, like a rant in
Yeah,
defense of Nick Cage.
because I don't. Well, that's just, I don't know
Which I
anything
like.
anything else really about him.
Yeah.
So, or what's the next? Like, did you think that movie was gonna be like? I saw that preview. I was like, oh, I could see that in like
Oh
FX.
my
Like, you know what I mean?
God.
Later this year, like that's the kind of shit that like Nick Cage does. I don't.
If
see
I
that
could
on.
just rant about his hair and
Yeah.
next.
Or how about the Witch Hunter? What the fuck was that?
The Wicker Man,
What
right? The bees! Oh,
Oh my god! Yes, I forgot about that.
Oh my god.
like, yeah, how can you defend those performances?
Well, I mean, I didn't bring it up. What do you mean? I didn't bring up any of those performances.
I just like...
I'm saying, like, what do you mean? Like, it's like the same way. Like I just don't think he's like that amazing of an actor, but at the same time, I go see his shit. Like I'm like,
Holy shit! I just like led you into that question too. It's like, what
Yeah.
about The Wicker Man?
Yeah,
What makes you like those performances?
I was like, what the fuck? Like I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, like he's not an amazing guy that's gonna show emotion and like depth and like a character through his face, like you know what I mean, and on screen. But like his movies are still entertaining in that way.
Okay, you say that we don't expect greatness from Nicolas Cage, but there was a time
In his
when
earlier,
we did
yeah.
expect greatness from Nicolas Cage. Leaving Las Vegas, he was so good. That is a great movie.
Yeah.
And he won the Best Actor Oscar for that
Yeah,
year.
and I think that, but I think
People, I'm sorry for saying
Yeah.
this. People forget Academy Award winning actor
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage.
yeah, that's true.
I didn't know that. So
you serious?
people forget and people don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually did
I
not
mean-
know that.
Dude,
Look at Matthew McConaughey though.
yeah.
Mm.
I mean,
I think it comes down to career choice more so, and then what is being offered to you.
yeah.
And I think with Nick Cage, like I think, and dare I say, maybe Kristen Stewart has it in her to like give a performance that way. You know, I think that like they all have competency, but it comes down to a lot of like, you know, the director that you have, the scripts. You know, there's so much that goes into like building a character and showing that on screen. But I think you know, when you're choosing movies to do, and the majority, like you do Leaving Las Vegas however long ago, and then you do like 5 movies in a row that are like action. You know, like you're gonna. I think that's why Shia LaBeouf walked away from Transformers. He's like, if I want to show depth and I want to be a good actor, I need to do these roles, these kinds of roles. And Matthew McConaughey did Failure to Launch, did How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, and did rom-coms for Sahara, you know what I mean?
Fool's
Like,
Gold.
Fool's Gold, but then also did Mud more recently, and even his character as Magic Mike was pretty deep.
Yeah.
And then Interstellar and
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street was great, even though that's
Fucking
he
Dallas Buyers Club.
I was going to
dude.
say Dallas Buyers Club, you know, culminating to that role, and I think even now he's still doing kind of lower roles, but there's still like depth to
Yeah.
him. Or also, what's the role he did? The TV
HBO show,
Jesus
True
Christ.
Detective.
Thank you. Yeah, that's
Great.
another one.
Season 1 of that was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Unless you're like, you know, who's I think a good example of like a character or an actor who keeps a good balance is Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Natural Born Killers, but then also he's doing the Solo movie. You know what I mean?
Zombieland.
Zombieland. Like he does like or
True
like
Detective.
he was the transvestite in Anger Management.
Yeah.
You know, he does roles like that where it's like a comedic and like definitely lighthearted and you don't expect like a crazy performance, but then he also has very deep characters in the movie that you just watched, Three Billboards.
Three
Outside.
Billboards.
Yeah. Roles like that are a little bit more complex.
I would just like to correct you though. He was not a transvestite.
I'm sorry. You're
He
right.
was a cross-dresser.
Cross-dresser.
Please
Excuse me.
respect
I apologize.
a cinematic classic such as Anger Management. That was a good movie.
was
I
great.
laughed, but
Jack
it was a
Nicholson.
good movie. Yeah.
Ooh.
Has he ever had a bad performance, Jack Nicholson? Name one. You can't. He's
Not
always
off the
good.
top of my
Yeah.
head.
He's always good.
He's always like at 100.
10.
10.
So that was Chucky's pro defense of Nicolas Cage rant.
Yeah.
I respect
Interesting
that.
stance.
Yeah, I like the creativity.
I like it.
I like the
But
creativity.
now, please,
Let's
shit
see.
over my opinions.
No, I mean I get you.
I'm interested in.
I want to hear what Philip has
Yeah,
to say.
I
Because
really
he
do.
really advocated putting Nick Cage onto this.
Yeah,
film,
that was
so-
like I think that was the first topic we put on there.
Let's do this. That is true. That was my. That was
That
what
was
I
the
wanted
opener.
on there.
That was the opener.
I think Nicolas Cage is really. I think that Nicolas Cage is reflective of all the things that is wrong with the way that we see actors and entertainers nowadays, right? I think that we allow him to just keep on making crap that makes all other movies look really, really bad because we just find him so funny and hilarious. You know what I mean? He's almost become a joke in and of himself. Like when you say Nicolas Cage,
Almost.
Interesting.
it's like a punchline. You know what I mean?
Interesting. I think more of like Sylvester Stallone.
Really? No, I take Sylvester Stallone way more seriously than Nicolas Cage.
Really?
Way more seriously. He was good in Creed.
He was alright. I think what it is that he's just sticking with that because he knows that that's what's gonna make him money.
Yeah.
Like Expendables was fucking awful.
I mean, he like tries different shit.
But
Nicolas
like,
Cage is
he
him
just has
and
like
him
a-
and Guardians was fucking terrible. I love you, Yondu. Like fucking terrible.
He was in Guardians?
Yeah, he was in 2. He was in 2. He was the guy that, right? Yeah. He was part of the Ravager group. He was like the head guy.
This sounds
and
familiar.
it was like part of Yondu's backstory.
Mm-hmm.
He was in it for a very quick scene, and then he comes in at the end during like the funeral.
No way.
Yeah, that was that guy.
How do I completely forget this?
Because he's terrible.
Yeah.
But he's like so genuine, and like he has achieved that status of respectability with Rocky. Like,
Yeah,
he had
that's true.
such a good underdog story. Like he can get away with this kind of late life blunders.
I
You know,
guess.
Nick Cage doesn't
guess.
have that to his name.
No.
I guess.
Nick
but
Cage
I mean,
was
like,
never that.
even
level.
like his action hero movies though, like after Rocky, like the one with Wesley Snipes was
Rambo?
no. Like Bomberman or something like that. Like that shit. He was Judge Dredd. Like that shit was fucking terrible.
Yeah, but he made Rocky. What is Nick Cage
What the
done?
fuck? Like
He wrote, and like directed Rocky.
This is
That's
really
true.
fair though. Like Rocky is a big accomplishment.
it is. No, for sure. But
Rocky 1 is a fantastic movie. Period.
okay, maybe that was a bad example. But maybe I'll concede that. But I'm saying like.
This is my pro defense rant.
Yeah, okay, keep going. Sorry,
Sylvester
keep going. I'm gonna let you
Stallone.
finish your rant because we're gonna get stuck in this. But go ahead. Yeah.
I just think that Nicolas Cage has become a punchline, and I don't know if it's a problem with Nicolas Cage or us as like fans, quote unquote, or like I hate throwing this word around, but like as a society that we keep allowing him to make shitty movies and like shitty art pieces or whatever you guys want to call them, but it's frustrating because I want to see the quality of movies improve like perpetually. I always just want to see better movies come out. And I think that Adam Sandler, I think that Tyler Perry, they just keep making movies that make other movies look bad, and then it like holds us back from making better movies. Like it makes movies like Blade Runner 2049 go like swept under the rug. You know, I don't know. It's a hard thing to try and explain, but I think that he is a small piece in a larger issue.
Okay.
And it's something that frustrates me a lot.
I wonder if some part of it has to do with like internet culture and how millennials are so into shit posting.
Mhm.
Because first of all, Nick Cage is a meme. Like that picture of him, like yeah, is that it? No, he doesn't do the hands. He's just like angry, right? The eyes, yeah, the eyes. He's a meme.
Yeah.
Like once you're a meme, that's something you can't take back.
You're a meme for life.
Yeah. And just scenes like the bees, like you said earlier. That little clip is a meme too.
Yeah.
Like I don't
really
know,
is.
us youngsters, like we love that shit. It's funny. It's really funny.
We're like, I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence, you know?
You're so good at this.
Nicolas Cage, really?
Is that you, Nick? Oh my god. But yeah, you know, I do think that. Who else did you compare him to just now? Adam Sandler. God, that
Oh my
grinds my
fucking
gears.
God.
Yeah.
I really regret not putting next time he will be on like 3 of the
Yeah.
slots.
Yeah,
About
'cause that
him each time.
motherfucker, like,
He's so annoying. But what was I gonna say? No, I think Nick Cage does have more potential than Adam Sandler because he recently starred in what was it, Joe? Is that the movie? It was indie flick, really low key, but he turned out a great performance, and a lot of people are saying like, is this his comeback vehicle or is this like his pre-comeback vehicle? So there's some potential going on there.
Dude, I still really enjoy Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison. Anger Management's really good. I still enjoy Anger Management, like 50 First Dates.
yeah.
But it's weird now because kids like Adam Sandler movies. And I think that Adam Sandler, yeah, he started making bad movies, but he started not making movies for us. He started making movies for children, you know? Pixels.
Pixels, yeah.
Like the Dream movie where he's like the Tooth Fairy or whatever. I don't know. Sleep Tight, whatever.
Yeah.
Isn't that Dwayne?
No,
Johnson?
Dwayne Johnson was in Tooth Fairy, but he's
Oh.
talking about the one where it's like bedtime stories.
Bedtime Stories, thank
Oh,
you. Like those are like kids'
sounds
movies,
so
you know?
good.
For sure.
So I think he just made a lateral career
What are your
change.
thoughts on? Did you like Grown Ups?
I
Not two, the first one.
I chuckled at Grown Ups for like what it was.
Okay.
It's I
thought it was like I thought it
that's
was like
true.
a good like almost kind of comeback for him. Like it was I thought it was great because it was like him sort of. It was like all of them too, kind of like admitting that they were older, and it was just like a fun like kind of ride, and a lot of it was improvised apparently. And so that was, I just thought it was like a fun like family like actual family Adam Sandler movie, which is rare.
Right.
But I will say after that, even the second one wasn't that great, but after that, like he hasn't really done anything, and I think a lot of it is kind of his sort of refusal to kind of adapt his comedy style, because his like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, all that is very immature, like and stuff.
Yeah, it made sense for his age at the time.
And at the time as well, like in style of comedy at that time too, that was kind of what was happening.
Like
comedy
Chris
is
Farley.
very much like kind of developed into something else.
That's really true. At that time, the biggest comedy stars, off the top of my head, I'd say were Chris Farley, Adam Sandler, and Jim Carrey. They all had like that similar.
Dude,
like,
look at SNL at that
the
time.
zany.
Oh my god.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
With that being said, before I do my rant wheel, I just want to tell a quick little story. I was driving on the 405. We live in Los Angeles, so I was on the 405 freeway, and right in front of me was a car whose license plate said Nick Cage, and it was a pretty nice car. And I did not get to see who was driving this car, but I could only assume it was one of two people: Nick Cage or some millennial, because millennials love Nick Cage,
Oh my god.
and that is my
Dude,
part
if it
of the
was Nick
story.
Cage, like
That's
I thought that's
so
where the story was going.
That'd be pretty
It was
dope.
Like this is why he
So
was on the
funny.
rant wheel. Like, this is
This motherfucker cut me off. All right, I'm up. Oh, whoop.
Do, do, do.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Teen
sci-fi.
sci-fi fantasy.
You
Ooh,
bastard.
let's do this shit.
Bastard.
Teen sci-fi fantasies.
I think
Okay,
this is one everybody wanted, and everybody watching probably wants to rant about.
I'm going to make this like a bigger rant, and it's going to be adaptation of teen, like young adult literature
Books,
to the
Adaptations.
screen.
Yes. Agreed.
Yes, of course it's really bad. Yes, I hate most of the new ones, given I don't read young adult literature anymore. The ones that come to me at the top of my head are like Maze Runner. What else have I like not seen, but like seen in like in trailers and stuff is like the Divergent series, the one with Saoirse Ronan.
Which one was that?
Oh my god. YMS did like a whole
Pretty
video
sure
on it.
Lady Bird is in science.
No. It was years ago. It was years ago.
Oh, Hannah? The
No.
one where she kills people?
No. Oh my
Lovely
gosh.
Bones?
No, that was a horrible movie though. Peter Jackson, how did that happen? But yeah, like, they're all so bad. And I don't understand how this
Lily
keeps happening.
Collins. Ooh, sorry.
No, no
Mortal
worries.
Instruments?
They're all so bad. Like, Percy Jackson, what happened with those movies? I love
Okay,
the
but
books.
fuck those books though. That's like a slap to the face of all Greek culture.
Oh
and
my
mythology.
god, shut the fuck
What the
up.
fuck up? It makes no sense.
Shut
it's
the
so
fuck up.
fucking
You're
dumb.
crazy.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. I like
Do
read.
you read Harry Potter?
I-
They're like, this is not real wizards.
No.
Like,
No, but like that's like yeah,
I'm
but that's a
kinda
little
on
bit
your side
that's
here.
a little bit different.
you're
though.
fucking crazy.
That's
is
a little
what
bit
I
I'm
say.
kind of on
different.
your side.
That's a little bit different than
I-
like because there's no like culture and country
No,
that's based
I
around
agree.
wizardry.
I see what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
I don't understand, dude. The gods aren't real. Like,
No, for
wizards
sure.
aren't real.
No, for sure. But like, it's like people used to. It's different than like people didn't run around the UK believing in like wizardry and being like, oh, I'm a wizard, and then like doing that and then base a whole entire country and city state around that. Like it's not like you know what I mean. People didn't pray to the dude with the fucking wooden stick. You know what I mean? Like people prayed to these gods because they actually believed it, and a lot of wars were caused over this shit, and like. I don't know. It's just kind of like a weird, like, and a lot of the mythology is just fucking whack. I was just like, what are you doing? Like, just make your own mythology at this point. Like this.
I enjoyed the books for what they were. They were books. Goddammit, it was a fiction story.
Fair enough. We're getting off.
Jesus
topic. We're getting
Christ,
off
it's my
topic.
rant wheel.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Percy
Anyway,
Jackson was terrible.
The movies were bad. Aragon, bro. Those movies
my
were
God.
horrible.
Yeah.
You
Fair
say
enough.
you don't like Harry Potter 5 through...
Yeah, I think
That.
that they shit the bed on telling the story.
And I kind of get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, like, they always tend to be in Twilight. Like, those movies were
Would
horrible.
you argue Hunger Games?
I would argue.
I would
yeah.
argue.
I think I would argue Hunger Games the same way I
Not
would
the
argue
first
Harry
two.
Potter that they could have been better and they should have been better.
Yeah, they should have been better. I thought the first one was, like, okay.
I thought it was the best of the three.
I agree,
It
100%.
was the most accurate, I would say,
First
of
or
the three,
second?
and then it was...
The second movie got a little bit worse. They all got a little bit worse.
Yeah. But go on with
Yeah.
the end. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, there's a reason why these books are popular, and there's a reason why these movies aren't. And for whatever fucking reason, these studios can't figure out that the reason why these movies end up being bad is because you just rely on people to be like, oh my god, I remember that thing from the movie, or from the book. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you're banking on. But make a good story, you know what I mean? Make characters... I don't understand how this happens, dude, because you
There's
read
so many.
you
There's
read
so
the book, and it's like, oh, like, this character's likable because of this. Like, this is a good twist. How can we turn that and then replicate it into the language of cinema in order to recreate these kinds of emotions?
Like, look at what happens when you kind of take the time to create the universe. Like, even Harry Potter, as much as I dislike the later movies, like, they really took their time to create the universe and the characters. And then same with Lord of the Rings as well. Like, they did stray away from the books a lot, but it's like swept Oscars.
Yeah.
Like they were winning like 7-8 awards every time. And it was unprecedented. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's because they took the time to develop the story in these characters.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And there are enough good adaptations from books to screen.
There's a category.
Yeah, for me to complain about.
We have a
this, you know?
category.
Yeah,
We have a
exactly.
fucking
Like,
category.
there's enough good work out there, whether it be on TV or on movie screens, that are good, like, for us to be like, there's obviously a disconnect. And what that disconnect is, I don't know, studios just banking on, like, the recognizability of it all.
Yeah.
And they're not making good movies.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Cool.
Agreed.
Well, that's my rant. I think the solution is simple too. Just get like better filmmakers, you know?
Yeah.
Get better writers.
Yeah. What
Like,
do you
that's all it
think
is.
I feel like almost some of these like kind of rely on costume.
Yeah.
At least they try to.
I guess so.
What do you think is like the worst adaptation in the past, say 5 to 10 years?
Ooh, wow. I don't know. I've not even seen any.
Is it possible to vote for Divergent even though I've never seen a single one?
I don't know.
I can't explain how much hatred I have for that series despite not
Why don't
watching
you like it?
I feel like
What
it just
about it?
encapsulates everything that's wrong with like teenage movies where they focus on like this coolness factor.
Mm.
But you don't need to focus on coolness. Like we all were raised in the 21st century. Like we
We're all
get
cool.
special effects aren't like
We're all cool.
the best thing. Yeah.
We're all
yeah. And just like a lot of tone issues. Like I think teen movies especially struggle with I don't know, retaining the magic of like your childhood and like your imagination, but also dealing with more maturity.
Yeah.
Tying in romance without making it corny or like making it childish, and tying in action without depending on action too much because like we are adults too.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lots of tone issues. I would refer back to the first few Harry Potter movies, which were like so good. And then I think around Goblet of Fire was when it got weird. But
Yeah, right
that might
after.
also be because of the hair.
Dude, that was seriously,
That
that was like the year everybody had helmet hair, like long ass hair.
I had that here.
You didn't?
Yeah.
I believe
couldn't
it.
do it.
I
I couldn't do
oh,
it.
okay,
Yeah.
I see it.
Oh, I had like the longest I could handle at the time was just me like going like that, like just me sweating to the side like I was emo or something.
Right. Okay, we're running out of time, so let's pass this over to Helena.
Okay.
I'm very excited to see what you get.
Here we go.
Oh my god. Oh
Just
no.
throw one over.
Live action.
Live
Action
action
remakes.
That was also
Okay.
yours, I think.
When we wrote this down, we were thinking of lots of like Disney movies in particular. Like what is this with like Beauty and the Beast,
Beauty and the
Jungle
Beast,
Book?
Jungle
Although I heard
Book.
Jungle Book was good.
Jungle Book was good.
Jungle Book
I
was
like that
not
one.
good. What?
Really?
Dude,
I
that kid was the
haven't seen
worst
it.
actor I've ever seen.
Ouch.
Oh,
I thought the
lovely.
kid who
Do
was
kids
in
get
Avatar
cast
was way
anymore?
better.
What the fuck?
I definitely thought that like the kid from Avatar was worse.
Ong?
Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
What's wrong with Ong?
His name is
Indubitably.
First off, how about that?
indubitably.
Fuck you, I'm Night Shyamalan.
Oh my
Ugh.
god. Okay, I think just the issue is people undersell animation. Like, why can't we appreciate animation for what it is, right? Like, it's a medium
That's
that
true.
accomplishes a lot of things that live humans can't and live pacing can't. Like, you can just get so much more done. You can just be more creative.
Yeah.
And so all these live action remakes just have me asking why every single time. Like, the last thing I want to see is like the same story being told with like some semi-famous actor who was big like 5 years ago and needs like a comeback vehicle. So that's why I'm pissed. I'm mad. I want money being spent in more interesting projects and not live action remakes of the same story.
You say animation can't be appreciated. I agree, but I don't think creativity can be appreciated in Hollywood.
Preach.
Stop making the same movies over and over again. Stop soft rebooting all of these things. Every movie, like, dude, 50%. I literally looked at it, dude. At least 50% of the movies that are being released this year in a theater is either a remake, a soft reboot, or a sequel.
Yeah. It's a fucking shame.
Mm-hmm. Like, try new shit, dude. There's like, look at the great filmmakers right now. Denis Villeneuve, Damien Chazelle, Steve McQueen. They're all making like cool movies, and they're Edgar Wright. They're making like good movies. That make money.
That's true.
Yeah.
Sorry for hijacking.
Oh no, it's okay. No, this is our Rant Wheel.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're all in agreement here that I think that they're all pretty shitty. Like, I don't know where the hype is. Like, everyone loves Maleficent. I think that was maybe one of the better ones, but I thought it was horseshit.
I think that was more so people liking Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, and the makeup was awesome and stuff like that.
Of
but that storyline was fucking terrible. And the dude who played the king, who is also in like A-Team, he was in District 9.
Liam Neeson?
No, the main guy in District 9, the South African guy. I don't know his name, but he's an amazing actor, and it was awful, his performance. It was fucking awful.
He was probably just trying to cash in the check.
Yeah,
right.
Maybe, probably, honestly.
I would do the same.
Yeah.
I'm not
Did you
mad
see
at you.
18?
No.
Nah, that movie was good.
Rampage Jackson.
Hell yeah.
Wait, the original one or the new one?
The newer one.
Oh, dude, yeah,
With
Rampage
Liam
Jackson.
Neeson, yeah. But yeah, like, I just don't understand all the hype. Like, even Beauty and the Beast, like, with Emma Watson, like, I didn't think it was anything special at all.
When you look at how much money that movie made, though, like, you know why they made it.
Oh, yeah, but it's like,
Should
can
make
we...
$1 billion.
Yeah,
But
but that's
I'm
like...
curious, too, like, where's this money coming from? Like, I don't know. This rant stems from, like, a deeper place where I am just kind of angry at people who buy into that.
Yep.
Like, I don't get it. Have higher standards for what you consider entertainment.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, it's the same story. It's a mediocre actress. I love Emma Watson as a person, but I'm not going to pay to see her movies, you know? Which actually kind of brings me to Mulan, because that is also a live action remake, which I am more excited for that, not just because there's Asian representation happening, but also because Mulan is a story I see like having more creative freedom. And unpopular opinion, but I don't know if all of you are aware, but right now the team is getting a lot of heat because they're doing a lot of changes. Like, they took out Shang. They originally took out music, so they didn't want any songs in there, and people gave them a lot of shit for that.
Dude, how can you take out those iconic songs?
I'm like, ooh, some part of me gets it, because, like, Shang, like, I need to see this live. Like, please give me that. He's so hot. On the other hand, like, I want them to have freedom with what they're doing, because, like, the whole criticism we have for live action remakes is that it's the same thing but live, and, like, who wants that, right?
Yeah.
So I want to see them have the freedom to do whatever they want to do and trust that it's good, but I understand why we're all scared, because Asian movies haven't been doing the best.
Yeah. Did you hear when they were doing Jungle Book that they were doing 2 Jungle Books, right? One that was Disney, that was like the one that they came out with, and then Jon Favreau was doing... Oh, okay. So is that still coming out?
Yeah, I'm working on that movie at work.
Oh, what? Okay, so it's supposed to be much darker, right? And more. I don't know
anything about it.
That's
I just
all.
do
That's
marketing.
Yeah. So what I know about this is that it's gonna be a lot darker, and I don't think there's gonna be any music, so it's gonna be very serious. And I think that maybe that's what they could do with Mulan. Like, I think showing like an important storyline where like of her like kind of, you know, taking, like, I guess basically just a storyline of Mulan without all the theatrics and stuff, I think is an important story to tell. I guess is what I'm trying to say. But then at the same time, you kind of need to give the Disney fans like the opportunity of like singing those goddamn songs, because I bet you if that shit's on your Pandora, you're fucking singing it.
I've never seen Beauty and the Beast, interestingly enough. The animated
it was
or the
very
live
underwhelming.
action?
Oh, there
It was
was
underwhelming. Whoa,
a
dude, the
Cinderella
animated
one
is great.
too.
Oh,
That
yeah.
one is even more boring.
I
than Beauty
heard
and
that
the
one
Beast.
was good, but
Really?
I didn't see it. All I knew was that it was like Richard Madden's comeback after getting killed off in Game of Thrones.
Dude.
It was
Rob
that
Stark's in it?
Yeah, that he's the love interest. It's him, and then right after that he signed on for the show Medici, which is I think terrible.
Oh, really?
Oh my god.
I've only watched like the first two, and I'm like, this is like Italian Game of Thrones, but they also have British accents.
Do you know what? Do you
And
know what's a
Dustin
bad show?
Hoffman is in this.
Jon Snow's new show, Gunpowder.
Gunpowder. So my coworker and I talked about this.
Mhm.
She said that it was like she only watches it for like the history
It's really
aspect, but like the storyline is terrible.
It's so
and then she
bad.
said it's basically just like Jon Snow in like a different era.
Yeah, dude, it's literally
He's
just
not
Jon Snow.
as much as I love him in that show. That's pretty much all he's got.
Mhm.
'Cause did you see? Was it Pompeii?
No.
Awful.
Did I see Pompeii?
Awful. Awful movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually watching Mulan at work yesterday,
Down to
and
business.
yeah, I watched it simply for that song. And dude, I love that movie. It
The
is
comedy
so
in it is great.
fucking great.
Eddie Murphy.
The songs, like people always talk about "I'll Make a Man Out of You," but like the mirror song that the lead actress
Reflection.
sings-
Oh, dude.
Reflection, yeah.
With
Yeah.
from fucking what's her face, the singer. I can't think of her name right now. Not Christina Aguilera. Fuck that bitch. She, god damn it, she was in Les Mis. You know who I'm talking about? Like the
Christina Aguilera.
And
not
Hathaway?
Christina
Oh,
Aguilera.
not
No, the
Christina.
actual singer who sang that song. Oh my god.
Yeah,
my
I
girlfriend's
don't
gonna
know.
kill me.
Leah Salonga.
Thank you.
Leia.
Oh my god, she also
Leia
sang for
Salonga?
Jasmine in Aladdin.
Mm.
Oh my god, yeah, she incredible voice and like killed. That was an amazing song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just that's like such a
Dude,
great like.
Please bring honor to us.
What are you like? What do we want, a girl
Yeah,
like fighting for?
Yeah, that was like an interesting kind of take on like.
It's like the movie had
Men's
so much
taste, I
heart.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that's the thing. Like musicals have difficulty with that kind of stuff sometimes. Like I think live action musicals succeed when you have like a really good like dancer or some kind of like scenery, I guess. And then if you think about these scenes that we're talking about, like what is it? I'll Make a Man Out of You. There's so much happening in one song. Like I don't think you could seamlessly do that live.
No.
Like within that like 2 minutes, 3 minutes of
It's
a
gonna
song,
be a lot
like
fucking
she,
harder.
Yeah, like she fails, and then all of a sudden she like turns macho, and then that amazing scene where she's climbing up the pole thingy with the
Yeah, that's true.
rope, the weight thing. I don't know. That was amazing, but you can't do that quickly live
Yeah.
action and still carry the same kind of emotional weight to it, which is why I'm like, let the director do
that's-
what works best.
Yeah, and I
That's a
think
good point.
yeah, that is a good point. And I think that with animation, we as viewers like we enjoy like campiness a little bit more when we watch animated, like when we watch cartoons, simply put. And there's a lot of campiness in like Mulan, for example, Lord knows. But like when it comes to, I don't even know, like Beauty and the Beast, I suppose, although I've never seen really both. Like Cinderella's like a super campy story. Like I think you lose a little bit of that in translation when you bring it from animated to live action.
No, definitely.
I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen in Mulan for sure, but I'm hopefully skeptical of how it's going to turn out because I'm not a huge fan of live action remakes either.
I don't think I've really seen one in theaters yet because I just don't see the point.
Yeah.
Sam.
Well,
It
Some
is a
part of
shame
Beauty
though
and the Beast, I
because this movie's gonna be so big.
it's gonna be
and
so
all
big.
like Asian
Yeah.
cast. Is it an Asian director as well right now? Yes.
Yeah, I think the crew is Asian.
It just kind of sucks that we have this much pressure to make this so good because we don't need to have all this pressure. Like our pressure should be the same level as every other ethnicity. But
Yeah.
Hollywood's working slow.
Yeah. There's another Asian movie coming out this year, at the very least. It's called Crazy Rich Asians.
Yes. Yeah, I saw the trailer for that. It was okay. I will.
Is that the one with
an
the chick
adaptation.
from
Yes.
from Fresh Off
Fresh
the
Off
Boat?
the Boat.
Clarence, whatever.
Yeah, Constance.
Yeah.
Constance, thank you.
Clarence.
Clarence.
Oh.
Clarence' parents got a real good marriage.
Oh my gosh.
8 Mile.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you.
Thanks, dude. Thank you. I would have been very embarrassed. Yeah, I'm working on that at work too.
8 Mile?
Yeah, it's making a comeback. It's called 16th Mile. It's gonna feature. It's a soft reboot. It's gonna be in the 8 Mile cinematic universe.
Oh my gosh. From the streets of Diamond Bar.
Streets of Diamond
I
Bar.
love it.
Cool. So I think we only have like 10 minutes left, so let's try and like jam this last conversation in as quickly as possible. So what we're going to be discussing for the last portion of today's episode is if directors covered movies the same way that musicians cover each other's songs, what director would you like to cover what movie? And I think that this is an interesting question.
Yeah, we kind of briefly talked about this and just kind of threw around some fun ideas before this, and I think we said I kind of went the route of like comedy, so I think that's probably like an easier transition in terms of directors. So I think I said, what did I say? Oh, Mel Brooks doing like a more modern comedy I think would be really funny, but then also you said which I thought was great was Judd Apatow doing Caddyshack, which I think would be really interesting.
I think it'd be really funny.
Yeah.
It would be different, but I think it would still be like good.
Yeah.
Because Judd Apatow does like blah 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 comedy.
Yeah.
Right. I like that. I gave this more thought throughout our podcast, but I think Barry Jenkins or Steve McQueen doing 12 Angry Men would be so good. Because think about it, like 12 Angry Men is about different people in a society, like playing their civic duty and like having to go over their personal differences.
Yeah.
And doesn't that sound like what America is going through right now? Like we are so
Oh my gosh.
freaking messy. And to have a black actor kind of reboot 12 Angry Men, but I don't know, this time like there's women on the jury and there's like black people on the jury, like people of color. I'd like to see how the dynamics play out, and it would be very relevant, and like right now audiences are more political than ever, so
I agree.
yeah.
That's actually I think that's
is
a great response.
Wow.
I think you're
Damn.
I think that's spot on.
That is, yeah.
Well done. Shake my hand.
Shit.
I'm honored.
It's a good response. I'm actually a little embarrassed to say what mine would be now.
Someone you don't like.
I think it's hard. You actually brought up something that I didn't even think about, because when I proposed the question, I was just thinking modern actors doing classic movies. But what about classic movie directors doing, like, what if, oh my gosh, the guy that directed Good, Bad, and the Ugly. My gosh. The director that made Good, Bad, and the Ugly and all those spaghetti westerns. Like, what if he did Django Unchained? You know what I mean? Like, how different would it be then? It would be really different.
Ooh, what about maybe doing, instead of Django and sticking with the spaghetti western, switching it and doing Inglourious Bastards?
Ooh, yeah.
Which is still, in some way,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Would
Yeah,
be
I like
interesting.
that.
What if, like... Oh,
I want to see
man.
Scorsese do, like, The Sting.
That'd be cool.
With
I do
Leo,
like that.
with Leo, because you know he's going to be in it.
What
And
if
then someone else like
I love it. I love it,
Maybe
yeah.
even Robert Redford. Fuck it. Have him in it.
Christopher Nolan doing 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah, anything that.
Holy shit.
See. That would be
Crazy.
crazy.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
That'd be
Yeah,
wild.
that would be awesome. Ooh, Nolan making a better Doctor Strange. Like,
Oh my god, he'd totally make a better Doctor Strange.
He would,
Oh
He
my
makes
God.
such a better Doctor
Oh
That
my
Strange.
ending
god.
was so
He'd have
good.
so much fun playing with
So
like
bad.
time and all that.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yeah, for real. Or, oh my gosh, I forgot. No. Like,
Chiwetel Ejiofor. Or no, he's an actor. Sorry, who's the person who did 12 Years a Slave?
Steve McQueen?
Steve
Was it
McQueen. That was Steve
Was Steve
McQueen.
McQueen?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Who did? Who's the Spanish director that just won back to back?
Alfonso Cuarón? No, Guillermo del Toro.
No.
No, Alfonso Cuarón.
The one that did Revenant.
Or-
And
Alejandro Iñárritu
Yeah.
Gonzalez Iñárritu.
What would
Oh. Ooh.
you maybe think about like something that he could do?
Ooh, he loves those long takes, doesn't he? Like, ooh, I don't even know, bro.
Ooh, or how about Jordan Peele doing like a Hitchcock movie? Alfred Hitchcock movie.
Oh
That'd be
my
cool.
god.
Would be insane, like Psycho. Maybe
I
not
love
Psycho.
it.
Like
'cause
Rear
that one's
Window or
too-
something.
Yeah.
Psycho's a little.
I think he could do a good Rear
Yeah.
Window.
Or Misery. You do a good Misery.
He
You
would.
do really-
Jordan Peele doing Misery would be fantastic.
Actually,
Jordan
I
Peele, please do,
That's so
do
true.
Misery.
Yes.
Oh my god, I'm gonna tweet him. We gotta tweet him.
Oh my
Everybody get
God,
on
that'd be
this.
so good.
Oh,
low-key.
it'd be great.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Actually, a lot of Stephen King books have so much potential for like remakes. And
Yeah.
reboots.
And,
Imagine Tarantino doing one of those and making it like funnier.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
James Wan doing a Stephen King book like Justice, like The Stand or something. Not The Stand, but like a good scary.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
There are a lot of cool like Mikhail Sapochnik, if we're like talking like TV directors, I feel like he could do like really good Lord of the Rings like battle sequences.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, they're making
What do you
Lord of the
think?
Rings on Amazon.
Yeah, so that I don't know if we talked about it in a previous episode, but I've definitely mentioned this among friends that like Amazon low key has some pretty decent shows, and they're like kind of speculating why they haven't done well. And I read somewhere that it's because they haven't had like a breakout show. And then I also read the article that they outbid Netflix for the Lord of the Rings spin-off show. I was like, oh, maybe this will be kind of like their I guess White Buffalo.
Dude, I think their budget's $1 billion.
Yeah, they paid a ton of money. It could have been $2 billion if I'm not mistaken. I'm probably way off, but
That's
I think it was
crazy
like
shit.
outrageous money, and Netflix was like, okay,
Dude, if they do, yeah,
like,
right.
we'll make like 10 more shows. You make one. So,
Dude, that's insane, man. When you have like that type of budget, though, like if
I
they make
swear
a
to
good,
God,
if they
though,
make-
yeah, if they don't do it like the like the first 3 Lord of the Rings, though, with like costuming and shit like that, and doing it on location, like I'm gonna be very mad.